Yo, what's going on, man? Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show. Today is September the 21st. We're doing this video on Saturday. I told you guys yesterday, if you tuned into the ChrisBeCappinn Show, I was going to break down each one of these series, kind of let you guys know what I was thinking from, best bet perspective, whether it's for game one, for the full series. I will have a video out for each and every game. So, make sure, especially if you're new, you subscribe to the channel so you make sure you don't miss any of those videos. We did finish the WNBA season up about 2.5 units of profit. It was rocky. We were up 10 units at one point in time. We went down to no units, and then we did finish pretty strong, up 2.5 units. So excited for that. Looking to parlay that into the WNBA playoffs. Super excited for it. So smash that like button on your way in, and let's jump into the matchup. This game specifically is we got the Atlanta Dream. They're getting a hefty 12.5 points. It looks like it's the consensus at the time of the recording against the New York Liberty. Total 156.5. Hasn't really moved a lot at all. And very excited for this matchup, man. Super excited. Of course, this game is a rematch of what we just saw on Thursday. You could say that the Liberty kind of wanted the Dream because they could have beat the Dream, and then the Mystics could have potentially got the last playoff seed and been locked into that H seed. But the Liberty lose that game. Coach Sandy Bandello kind of, I wouldn't say called their team out, but did say that they're going to have to play with a lot more effort and energy if they're going to be successful in the playoffs, because it's a whole different beast. So Dream on the road, getting 12.5. Let's jump into the matchup here, man. We got, like I said, a rematch, so no travel for either team. The Dream do come in hot. 3-game winning streak right now. They finished the season 15-25 straight up, 22-17-1 against the number. And on the road, you look at them, only 7 wins of their 20 games, but they did go 14-16 against the number on the road. And I'll talk a little bit more about that just a few minutes. You look at the seasonal rankings, at least in the last 5 games, the Dream have been the 10th rated offensive team, but they have played defense, 3rd rated defense, even better than the Liberty. And net rating has been 7th, so about middle of the pack for the Dream. You look at the Liberty, 32-9 on the season, 16-5. They typically win at home. This was one of the team that had the best record in the WNBA. Of course, they finished as the number 1 seed, 2nd in net rate and overall offensive rating over the last 5 games, 6th defensively, and 3rd net rated over the last 5 games as well. The Liberty are a hard team to gauge because their numbers are typically inflated, right? If you want the Liberty to win, you typically got to play a big price for them. And I'm looking at the Dream in this game. A couple of different things, and I'll share this so you guys can see what I'm looking at as well. Just a couple of my notes for the game. So first thing I looked at was, kind of wanting to back the dog here. Since the Olympic break, you look at the Dream, they did just go 8-8 on the season, but they were 10-5-1 against the spread. Second best ATS mark of any team since the Olympic break. And the Dream also finished the season 5-2 against the number in their last 7 regular season games. This Liberty team, they did finish the season 11-1 straight up, but just 2-10 against the number as a double-digit home favorite were the Liberty. And, the Liberty, they have some great additions to their bench in comparison to, the difference in the team last season when they did lose to the Liberty in the finals. But I think the core is about the same. Like primarily the core is about the same. You still got Sabrina Ionescu, you still got Benajelini Hamilton, you still got Stewie, you still got Jonquel Jones, and I'm pretty sure they do have a bad taste in their mouth. And I guess the counter argument might be that the Liberty were just waiting to get to the playoffs to kind of turn it on. We'll see what we get, but I will say this. Last year in the in the playoffs, the Liberty were only 1-4 against the spread as a home favorite. They covered their first game against the Washington Mystics, and then they ended up losing the second game, the third game, and the fourth game against the number. So you don't like that as much for the Liberty. Going back and just kind of looking into the matchups that happened this season, I think that can be pretty telling at times. The Liberty won the first 2 meetings in the head-to-head between the two teams in blowout fashion. They blew out the Dream 78-61 in Atlanta as a 6-point favorite. And then they also blew out the Dream again, 96-75 as a 9-point favorite in Atlanta. So both of the wins coming in Atlanta. And it's crazy because the Liberty have been a better road team. All of their numbers are pretty much better on the road than they've been at home. What's interesting is that Atlanta covered as a 15.5-point dog in New York, losing that game 81-75. And of course, the last matchup they just played was on Thursday in Atlanta. And Atlanta won that game to secure the 8th seed 78-67 in a meaningless game for the Liberty as a 5-point favorite once all of their starters did get rolled into play by Coach Sandy Bondello. So you can't just look at those two matchups, the earlier matchups where they were able to win by 17 points and they were able to win by 19 points, because Jordan Canada wasn't a part of those Atlanta Dreams teams. And Ryan Howard was also, I think she played in those games, but I think she played in one of those games. I think she missed the second one. And this wasn't a complete team for the Atlanta Dream. Like I gave you guys the numbers, 10-5-1 against the numbers since the Olympic break. And it's been, a lot of just dogs on this team. I think that they can keep the game close here. 3 to 4 meetings have also gone towards the under when I'm looking at the total. Average total was about 163.5 across the 4 meetings, and they did go 3-1 to the under. And I mentioned this already. Liberty 6-13 against the number when they're laying double digits during the regular season as a favorite. 2-10 against the number when they were a double-digit home favorite. And you look at the Atlanta Dream, 9-4 against the number as a road dog this season. That's actually the third best mark behind only the Washington Mystics and the Los Angeles Sparks. So, yeah, I think, just looking at the Liberty, I think they are a team that is better than the Dream. But I think the Dream got vets in Tina Charles, Jordan Canada, and I think they got dogs as well. Tina Charles, Jordan Canada, Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard, Naz Hillman. I think they should be able to keep this game within double digits, in my opinion, especially if the Liberty are knocking down shots. And we see what happened when the Liberty are not knocking down shots. Their offense is, not flowing. And that's what I like about the Dream. I mentioned already, third best defensive team over the last 5 games. Some, place where they really kind of hung their hats are the Atlanta Dream. 8 of their last 10 opponents have actually stayed under their team total as well for the Dream. And last thing I'll mention here is that starting lineup. I just kind of mentioned it. Tina Charles, Alicia Gray, Jordan Canada, Ryan Howard, Naz Hillman. They're actually a plus 15.4 in net rating over 327 minutes per WNBA.com advanced stats. So give me the dog. I'll take the plus 12.5 here. As far as props, while I do think that the Dream can keep the game close, I do like the under in this spot. Didn't play it, but I do think the Dream's defense will travel. I think the Liberty can be a really good, feisty defensive team when they lock in as well. And the Dream are, also, even though they, have, some dogs on the team, they can struggle to score. They actually finished bottom 3 in effective field goal percentage on the full season. So I like Jordan Canada from a prop perspective to stay under her 5.5 assists. This is something that she's done. I want to say in 4 of the last 6 games. She did finish with 6 assists against the Liberty in the game on Thursday. And I want to say she also had she also went up and over her assist total, finishing, I think, with 10 in the earlier contest. She only played against the Liberty twice. So she's 2-0 to the over on this number. I just think we do get a locked in Liberty team on the defensive end. And I think the Dream struggle to score, but I do think that they keep it within the number. So how I'm looking to play the game, Atlanta plus 12.5. I will be on Atlanta in this spot. That's an official play. I will be on Jordan Canada's under 5.5 assists. The number for Jordan Canada's assists is 5.5, but the juice varies. I see minus 139 on a couple books, but you can also get a minus 115 on a few books as well. So definitely shop around so you can get the best number for Jordan Canada if you want to tell the play. And like I mentioned, I haven't quite gotten there yet, but I do like the Liberty to stay under 85 points. 84.5 is their team total. I already talked about the Dream being the third best defensive team over the last 5 games. They've also held 8 of their last 10 opponents under their team total. The Liberty 10-5 to the under since the Olympic break. The Atlanta Dream 10-6 to the under in their Olympic break. And I do think the Liberty can win the game with their defense. So I think the Dream definitely keep it within 13. And I like Jordan Canada to go under her 5.5 assists. And that Liberty team total under 84.5 is just kind of speaking to me, although I haven't quite gotten there yet. So that's what I'm liking. Resources that I use to handicap the games, as always, I like to share these. Referral code CBC will get you 20% off your first month over at OddsJam if people are interested in checking it out. And you got Money Baller, all of the first half trends, all of the overall trends, all of the statistics that you guys would need to handicap not just the WNBA, but also the NBA when it starts, which is very, very soon. I think we're less than a month away from NBA starting. MLB as we get into the playoffs there, and NFL. So get 50% off using code ChrisBeCappinn if you guys are interested in checking that out. And that's it. If you enjoyed the show, if you enjoy these, just preview shows, standalone videos, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, share the video with anybody you know that's sports betting, specifically on WNBA, NBA, and NFL. And link for all my official plays. It's linked in the description as it always is. So is those referral codes. Bet responsibly. Best of luck, man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Give me the dream plus the 12.5. I'm out.